Crawlability and Indexing, Technical SEO Fundamentals. My name is Sam, and this is a continuation of our SEO for Beginners series. And in today's video, we are going to go over crawlability and indexing from an SEO perspective. So let's get started. Crawlability ensures that search engine bots can navigate and understand your website. Indexing determines whether a page will appear in search results, or maybe better put, if a page could appear in search results. And then some key tools, we're going to be looking at Google Search Console, XML sitemaps, and your robots.txt file. So first, what is crawlability? It refers to a website's ability to be navigated by search engine bots. So can search engines find the pages that are on your website? Some key features that we want to think about if websites are going to be crawlable. Is there a clean and clear site structure? Are the links accessible? And no crawl traps. And so common crawl traps would be if things are blocked, if there's redirect loops, or things that would, or pages aren't linked to, if they're orphan pages. Common issues include broken links. So if you have links on your page that don't work, that's not helpful. If pages are blocked by the robots.txt file or something else. JavaScript heavy sites, if search engines can't navigate through things. If there are orphan pages, an orphan page is a page that we can't get to through clicking on links. All of that's going to hurt us from a crawlability perspective. So we're going to dive into Google Search Console, some examples in a minute, but a couple highlights here. Google Search Console is a very helpful tool that provides insights into how Google crawls your website. Key tools within that are the URL inspection tool, where you can look URL by URL to see if Google can crawl it, if it's indexed by Google. If it's not, why it's not, and then you can go and work on fixing that. There's a coverage report, so you can see errors and pages that are not indexed. You can submit your sitemaps through Google Search Console, and then you can check it and you can set notifications. So if there are issues that pop up, you get notified, emailed by those issues. We're going to go look at Google Search Console in a second here. Actually, let's go look at it right now. So Google Search Console, quick overview here. We're going to do a whole series around Google Search Console, but this is what it looks like. This is for a new website. So you can see it's not getting any organic traffic yet. And then you can see pages that are indexed and not indexed. There will be core web vitals, and if it's secure, your SSL cert here. So lots of good information. You can check the performance report. You can see we're starting to get indexed for different queries, and then we're going to go into this later, but you can check on which pages and which search terms you're showing up for. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to be more in the indexing section here. So one, we can see which pages are indexed. We have 19 of them indexed. We have 51 not indexed. And then you can see why they are not indexed if you scroll down here. And so one, if a page is indexed, then Google knows about it, knows what the page is about, and it can show up in a search result. If it's not indexed, it will not and cannot show up in a search result. So we want important pages to be indexed. If a page is not indexed, you can see why it's not indexed here, and whether it's a 404 error, if we're explicitly blocking it because of a no index tag, if it's crawled but it hasn't been indexed yet. But we can dive into all of this as we go. Sitemaps here. This is what an XML sitemap looks like. This is a cleaner version of it. This is made with rank math, but then the gist of it is, it breaks it down here by posts, pages, and categories. So then if we look at our post sitemap, this is going to be a list of all of the blog posts that we have on the website. And this, you can submit a sitemap to Google through Google Search Console, and this will then cleanly lay out, hey, here's all the pages and posts on our site that we would like to be indexed. It's going to help Google understand your website, and it's going to make it easier for those pages to be indexed. The last thing I wanted to touch on here was the URL inspection tool. So here we can take any URL. I'm just going to take the home page, any URL of your website, and you can put it in the search bar up there. Or we can put it down. What is link building? We'll do that one. And it's going to retrieve data from Google, and then it will tell us, like, is the URL on Google? If it is, great. If it's not, you could request indexing here, or if you made a change, you could request indexing so that Google sees that quicker. If it is indexed, it'll show you what information it has here. If it's not indexed, this is actually more helpful because it'll show you why it's not indexed and what might be the issue there. So that is a very brief overview of Google Search Console. Coming back in here, we touched on this briefly, but XML sitemaps. So this is a roadmap for crawlers that lists all of the URLs that we want a search engine to find. And so it helps to lay it out cleanly. Ideally, you're only including high quality URLs. You're only including the links and the URLs that you want in there. You want to update that, so for new content, I would recommend using a plugin to help create this, because then it will be updated automatically. Otherwise, it's a bit of a pain if you're making a lot of updates to your website to go and update that. And then you want to submit it to Google Search Console. And again, we'll go back to Google Search Console here. But under the indexing, you can submit a sitemap here. You just put the URL in and click submit, and you can see if Google has seen it, if it can read it, and get a little notification there. You can see the last time it was read. So if I made an update in the last week or so, Google wouldn't know it yet on the sitemap, and so then we could we just know that it hasn't been updated yet. And then if you click here, this will take you to the actual sitemap, and again, we just looked at that. Tools for generating sitemaps. A lot of this is WordPress based, but the Yoast, Screaming Frog, I guess that's not WordPress based, but Yoast and Rank Math are plugins that can help you to make sitemaps for your website. Next, the robots.txt file. I'll show you what that looks like here. Pretty much any website will have one, or should have one. It's just going to typically be the domain name and then /robots.txt. And then it's a fairly simple file. You can actually add more to it here. I pulled up Amazon's here, so amazon.com/robots.txt, and then you can see they have a bit more, but even here, it's not like that there's tons of stuff in here. What is it? It's a text file that tells search engines or search engine bots what to crawl or to avoid. Some simple rules here, but you can allow crawling for any agent, and then that just allows it for different pages or the website itself. You can block specific pages or folders, and then you can also link to your sitemap within it. You obviously want to avoid blocking critical resources, but this is what it is. I would also recommend typically using, if you're on a WordPress site, like Rank Math and other SEO plugins have tools to help build or modify your robots.txt file. So that is that. Last thing here, summary and next steps. So crawlability just ensures that our website can be crawled by search engines, and we want it to be easy, efficient, logical for search engines to be able to crawl it. Key tools that we can use are Google Search Console. You should have an XML sitemap and a robots.txt file. And then some next steps for you if you're working on this and want to explore more. One, want to make sure your site's verified with Google Search Console. You do need to set that up, otherwise you won't have access to Google's insights on your site. Take a look at your robots.txt file. Do you have one? Are you blocking things that you shouldn't be blocking or don't want to be blocking? But get familiar with that. Submit a sitemap to Google Search Console. And then you do want to monitor and update your site for improvements. Largely that'll be time spent in Google Search Console, where you can go and see, okay, our page is being indexed, if they're not being indexed, why are they not being indexed, and then begin working on those things. So thank you. That's all we have for this video. We will create another series that dives specifically into Google Search Console, so we'll go into more in depth there. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.